So there's really three things that annoyed me about this movie. And if you're a viewer and you don't know about directing and designing stories, you'd you'd notice it just at least two of them, but the third one is more of a gap, more of a missed opportunity. I mean, so otherwise, this movie was great. It was a very fun movie. I really liked most of it. It was like a 91%, something like that. But there was a little bit of a flaw that could bug me a lot more if I re-watch it several times. So, first, pretty obvious. During the Yoda scene, I'm sorry, let me just say this one thing. Um, this is a spoiler review, and it's more of a how I would edit this very quickly to fix it sort of a thing. This is not a here's the movie and I'm not gonna say anything about it. This is this is YouTube. We live in the world of spoilers every other second. We live in the world of people doing non-spoilerific reviews, spoiling giant portions of movies. We live in the world where entire fucking trailers tell you the plot of movies, right? So, okay. So, if you've seen this movie, you stay. If you haven't, goodbye. When Yoda showed up, there was this back and forth camera on him, camera on Luke, back and forth. And there was just this one tiny, itty moment where Yoda, the camera's on Yoda, and it means nothing. It mildly deflates the meaning of his words. So just one little camera snippet needs to be removed, and you know, Luke's face, the camera should stay on Luke's face for a little bit longer. Otherwise, the puppet Yoda felt right. The puppet Yoda felt good. I love it. Mildly needs to be improved with newer tech if we want to get a better, more solid feeling of Yoda in the future when he shows up as a Force ghost. So, that's the thing. And obviously, in the near future, we're either going to see Lando Calrissian or Luke as a Force ghost. So that's all the thing. Okay, first one. Slightly edit the scene with Luke and Yoda. Alright. Second problem. And this was a noticeable problem early on, and I feel as though even with the sacrifice, it can be a problem in the future. Purple hair just didn't feel right. It just didn't. That scene where she was like, "Oh, you taught me blah blah blah" thing. It just didn't feel right, and I know why it didn't feel right. And it's a bit of a mistake in terms of how the director employed the rule of three. Basically, our brains are either habituated or used to thinking of things in sets of three. Tap, 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 tap. It's this thing that movie makers have been using since the beginning of time. I don't know how old it is. You can notice it in music, blah blah blah. But the point is, there's this one mistake with Purple Hair's arc where she's like introduced in one scene, then there's an antagonistic clashing between her and the pilot guy, then there's a second antagonistic clashing with the pilot guy, and the third clash isn't another scene that sets you up for, the mutiny. It's the mutiny. So, in terms of Luke and Rey, you have what happened, shot. What happened was this, Kylo Ren's version, and what actually happened. And all those things are explanations, and all those things are the same thing. You cannot make a set of three without the set of three being the same thing. You have I'm kind and gentle and purple-haired, hello. Then it's like, I'm antagonistic towards you. Then it's like, I have an ambiguous role and plan thing where I could be just a coward. And then it's, we're mutinying against you. It's not the same thing. It just doesn't feel right, and it bugs. I can see myself in the future watching this movie and getting really bugged out by this plot because it's so easy to fix. You just need 3 to 5 setups. A setup is when you set up a camera and you shoot. 3 to 5 setups with purple hair in another part of the ship. Just that beginning build up where it's this person, that person, this element, that element. Goldie, step, step, step. You can just add in purple hair in another part of the ship, just 3 to 5 camera setups to tie her, to introduce her with an intense look looking at the battle, and set her up just right before the sacrifice scene so that her arc gets tied into the sacrifice scene, and we have a fucking narrative that supports itself, and we have a fucking shot that builds up this 1, 2, 3 build up, so that we're the rebels, we're mutinying against you because you're a coward. That would make it so much better. That will make it so much better. And the third mistake, more like a missed opportunity, is same problem with the rule of threes, but it's more of a missed opportunity because right when that Asian girl like kisses him and she like falls asleep, like you could have just quick fraction of a moment snippet or a moment snippet of that scene where they were saying goodbye to the alien llama, race llamas, race things, race horses, alien race horses that look like bunny llamas or whatever. Just a quick shot of the alien llama's face to remind us that they actually fucking did something. That way, on continuous rewatchings, we wouldn't be like, well, you basically just killed a giant portion of the rebellion. That's all your fault. We'd be like, well, at least they stopped Phasma, who I personally predict could come back in a sequel movie because her armor was blaster resistant. And I think that these two people, like, it's like there is this concept in the hero's journey where it's like the elixir, the thing right at the end where the hero gains to make his journey mean something, and they had two things that mean something and one that kind of vaguely might mean something, but it wasn't very well set up with Phasma's death. And it's like you have the goodbye llama scene, and you have the kid right at the end who wants to be a Jedi and has a resistance ring on. And it's like there's this grand portion of the movie where they don't win anything. And it's like the Asian girl's rescue could have been slightly bit more punch to it if you just intercut in a shot of the alien race llama, whatever thing, racehorse, race llama, bunny-eared race llama. Just a shot of it to make that whole nature narrative be a part of this, be a slightly stronger part of this movie and make sense. So 3 of the tiniest little snippets could instantly mega improve this movie. And it's like 1 minute of content. Maybe less than a minute of content that would improve seismically this entire story, which is otherwise an excellent story, an expert story, and it's great. Just 3 tiny little snippets. Okay, so that's my thoughts on The Last Jedi. I know some of you were like, yeah, what about Luke milking an alien thing? No, I thought it was funny, and I thought it was fine. Okay, I thought it was fine. The alien mother's milk looking things, I thought that scene was fine. I didn't think it was that funny. I thought it was like, Hey, you know your roots. You come from a time where schlock was the norm. I like that scene. Is it wrong? I don't like that scene. I like that scene. Okay, it's not sexual. It's not funny. It's just is there, and I appreciate it. I just appreciate it. Okay. That concludes my review of the Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Sometime later, I might do a more complete review of it. We'll see. Okay, bye.